Hey there, everyone. It's Tabby, aka Octavia. I want to ring the bell for a real true smile, not the ones from those frenemies, those ghastly ones that's full of demons and entities and spirits that are of the dark and negative. I'm taking my time on things here. Let me light some sage. Okay, in my previous reading that I just did towards the end of the video, this masculine came to my mind, but I could not for anything think of his name. And I feel like he deserves better than that. I know he deserves better than that. I don't have to feel. And I was talking about hope. I was talking about how hope is a joke, how, we need to pray because prayer works, because prayer helps us take action. When we pray, that is us taking action. Okay. I always go back to the word where it says, the Bible helps those who help themselves. Like, goddamn it, help yourself. Understand that hope is a joke. Hope is not real. And I was talking about Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory, an African American comedian, actor, civil rights activist, and nutrition expert, born on October 12, 1932, who passed away August 19, 2017. Oh my God, why does it feel like it was such a long time ago? I swear to God, I thought he died in the 90s, late 90s. I didn't even think he made it to 2000 with us, but it's like the world has changed so much since 2017. We had COVID, we had lockdown, we have all these people that are homeless. Everybody at the food shelters, the food banks, the presidencies. It's like, it's so much. And we thought we endured a lot before 2017, right, Black people? Right, African Americans? Okay. So Dick Gregory, he was a pillar in the community known for his social justice work, breaking racial barriers. I couldn't get the word out. In comedy, and using his platform to address poverty, racism, and segregation. If you all don't know, he was a comedian in the 70s and the 60s. In the 60s, he was one of the first Black comedians to successfully, instead of Freudian slip, or am I saying something? I don't know. Spirit, don't play with me right now. All right. Mercury retrograde is complete and over. All right. In the 60s, he was one of the first Black comedians to successfully cross over to white audiences, with his popularity peaking in the 60s and 70s through his biting social satire. Yeah, I swear. Like when I used to look at it when I was young, I just wondered, because I felt like how do I want to say this? The white America, because that is usually what we say, the Caucasians in white America are particular about what Black or African Americans say in the United States, in the US of A. And they were very particular about picking, or should I say choosing, him to be allowed to poke fun at things that Black Americans experience by the hands of white America. And I thought it was funny, but it was so real. It was raw. It was raw, even because it was hitting me as a child growing up in the inner city of Chicago, in all Black neighborhoods, where I had one white person who attended my school. And my school went from the first grade to the 8th grade. And there was only one white kid. You see what I'm saying? Where we were the we were the majority, and Caucasians were the minority in that case. But knowing that we live in a world where the whites are the majority, and where they were allowed to choose, and what they wanted was usually brought into fruition, for him to talk about how Blacks needed to transition from Jim Crow, from Jim Crow in the South, and just being overlooked or not even thought of, not even looked upon as a candidate in the North. Did I say in the North? Jim Crow in the South, and not even looked upon as a true candidate or a real selection for a job in the North, is what I was trying to say. He protested it. He used his words, though, y'all. He used his words. And even though he was a comedian in the 70s, he started to realize that daily societal issues needed to be discussed, not just the overhead, the overreach that Martin and Malcolm X spoke upon. He used to talk about things that we went through daily. Not to say that Martin and Malcolm didn't address that, because they did. They marched and protested for workers often and successfully. And sometimes success looked like being handcuffed and arrested. But when we look back in history, goddamn it, they were successful, because we have changed today. All right. And it took them and, their inconveniences and their rights being taken away from them by them getting arrested, incorrectly. It took that for us to have true change and to be given the rights that we needed in workplaces, being a Black African American. What did I want to say here? Dick Gregory, he often spoke about hope and how he felt like hope wasn't real. And he would get mad. He would get mad at people. He would cuss. He would fuss. And I really, really, the insight, the information that he had, like the tremendous, he was like a vast encyclopedia inside a person. That's how I felt. Like I wanted to catalog all of the things that I used to see him talk about, or I wish someone could catalog the things that he talked about. He was so insightful. He was so insightful. Interesting. And what else? What else about Dick Gregory? So he was talking about surrender. He was talking about trust. And as you can see, there's like a white person, a Black person. Yeah. Yes, Spirit. Yes. He was talking about how us together could attract bigger and broader opportunities, just as a society, as being an American. I just don't understand, he always reflected upon his interactions with white America. And then he would come back and bring that insight, that wealth of information to the Black community. Allure and cherish. Yes, yes. To make us appreciate what we had, even though we didn't have much. I mean, he even talked about how the young folk, how generations skipped over the young folk. Yeah, they was guilty. They were guilty of that, and he knew it, and he brought it to our attention. I paid attention to the facts that he was spitting, and I also wonder, how is it that he has this wealth of knowledge, and the kids didn't? Like his kids didn't. He even talked about, how the fact that, yeah, his kids didn't have that. Yeah, we got tree and marriage. Yeah, his family. He talked about it. Yeah, they're guilty of something that occurred where the kids had a misfortune. They will miss out on gaining that wealth or that insight or that access even in the spiritual realm. And we know that this is being done to the youth and to society today through the use of cell phones. They want to block us and stop us, yeah, because of emotion. Use your emotions to guide you through all of this pain and conflict. See, it's like it's all reoccurring again today, just in a different format. They're using the cell phones against us. Yeah, they're like, no, because of my emotions for you, I want to reconcile. See how they're handshaking? Yeah, but here's the thing about that handshake. They're like, will you accept it? Will you accept my apology? Will you? Will you accept it? But you got to put up your boundaries because the apology is an illusion. It's an illusion. They don't understand that the youth today and past generations, like myself, Generation X, we have value, we have worth. Open this moment. It's like we have to learn from our ancestors. We always knew that. We know that. We put two and two together when we were growing up, and as an adult, of course, we're in the daily, or should I say regular scheduled, wake up, eat, go to work, drop the kids off, go to work, whatever you have to do, come home from work. In between all of that, we had to fight traffic. We had to, fight back wanting to mouth off at somebody that is always talking to you arrogantly or speaking at you instead of, they're trying to confront you, put you on front street, as they say, at the conference table during the meeting, as if you didn't do your work. Yeah. Yeah, we have to do all of those different things, right? We got to stay calm and stay collected in front of those folk. We got to stay calm and stay collected in the traffic and the rush hour. We got to stay calm and stay collected at home when our kids are fighting or loud and it's driving us nuts. You know what I mean? It's like, when do we get that peaceful point? You understand that you have to accept, right, that this is life, and regulate your emotions. This is what something occurred. It didn't happen within the previous generations, within the baby maker, not the baby makers, Lord, the baby boomers generation, the silent generation. Something occurred to where they didn't see the value or the hope. Should I say hope is a joke, or the truth, the worth? They didn't believe that the younger generations could sustain or maintain or strong enough to accomplish what they had accomplished, whether it was white America or black America. Open this moment now is where we're at. This is the time of openness and new possibilities. Are you ready to embrace them? Stay open to new experiences, and you might find unexpected opportunities. Now we have to see through the confusion that they've caused, the chaos that has come about because of the illusions of the past. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just hit on something. Spirit is telling me, oh my God, that the baby boomers, oh wow, the silent generation, they were in an illusion and in confusion. And we have to trust and observe. Trust and observe. Okay? It's like gaze and then see clearly, find the truth, make a decision, go from there, take action from there. Because they want to rekindle something that's of the old or of the past here. They want to bring it back again. The confusion, the illusion. Like people are outdated mindsets, outdated thinking, still in control somehow, still within the realms, okay? Whoa, y'all. Okay, because I had no idea that I was going to do this reading. I just really wanted to give Dick Gregory the recognition that he deserved. What the recognition? I feel like the ancestors are giving us recognition. They recognize that, because I just said the word and the card flipped out, but it was in the deck like this. I couldn't see it, right? So I had to open the deck and then get the card, and I had already said the word. Recognition. You deserve to acknowledge your accomplishments. Have you been neglecting to celebrate your efforts? Take time to recognize your progress, no matter how small. It will fuel your growth. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Because we work so hard, we do so much, and we don't get paid, especially as moms or as stay-at-home parents. You homeschool your kids, things of that nature. It's like, when we go to work, we fight the struggles of being true to our human nature, our body, wanting to talk back at that person that was talking to us or talking down at us or thinking that we're supposed to work for them, do little assignments here and there for them. When we don't work for them, we're not even on their staff. This person's intruding. In my brain be going, intruder alert, right? They're trying to cause conflict. They know that. They come in with that. The Caucasians, right? And now see, they pulled off their little quote unquote mastery over the slaves, and we broke free from that. And then they had Jim Crow, like I said. And then we had, oh, your skin is too brown. Oh, your name is too black. My name is Octavia. They're like, who the fuck is that? Right? Is she black? She most likely black. Don't pick her. Right? But see, now computers are picking everything and when it comes to applying for jobs, right? And wow, y'all. Wow. Yeah, we're being admired. Yeah, I heard we're being gazed upon. We're being looked at, and we don't even know it. Yeah, ancestor spirit is admiring us. They have clarity about our strength and our spirit. I'm gonna leave it there, y'all. Thank you, Mr. D. Gregory, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, the Most High God, Spirit, the Divine, Cosmos, Universe, and especially Mother Gaia. Thank you. That's what I'm gonna say. Peace to you all. Namaste.